What was the world like before technology became so integrated into the daily lives of nearly everyone living in the United States? I want everyone to close their eyes, take a deep breath, and take a moment to visualize something with me. For those of you who are over the age of 25, this should be a simple task. For others, like me, who are 20 years old or younger, this may take slightly more imagination. Think back to before Apple was a powerhouse in the tech industry, before iPods, iPads, iPhones, or anything. Bring yourself to a place before high-speed internet was available in every home, and for those homes that had internet access, Wi-Fi was a thing of dreams still. Folks had to socialize with real faces, not Facebook. The average cost of a car was close to $15,000, and America had yet to face many changes that would come in the 21st century. In this world, you may have watched Full House, Goosebumps, or Mad TV on live television. Has anyone guessed what kind of weird place I brought you to? I'll let you in on the secret. I brought you 20 years back to 1995, the year of my birth, to share about the exciting times of yesteryear. I was born on July 3rd, 1995, a very exciting month in a very exciting year, for many reasons other than my birthday. Let's take a look back at July 1995 and see what life was like 20 years ago. The first thing I'd like to consider when talking about July 95 is to think about the state of the economy. Because we live in the United States, I'll primarily focus on the state of the U.S. economy and other key demographic statistics. In 1995, Bill Clinton was the President of the United States and Al Gore was the Vice President. The population of the United States was just under 263 million people, almost 60 million less people than there are today. The average cost of a new home in 95 was $158,700, and the median household income was $34,000. Though this is important to understand, for many college students like myself, these numbers don't mean a lot. I don't make a full-time salary, and I still live at home with my parents. Let me put this in terms that every college student will understand. In my research, I came across the Big Mac Index that tracks the price of McDonald's iconic Big Mac over time in every nation in which McDonald's operates. In '95, you could have savored the taste of a delicious Big Mac for $2.32. That's less than half the price of a Big Mac today. Another good indicator of the state of the economy that every college student should understand is gas prices. A gallon of gas in '95 cost approximately $1.15. Even with lower gas prices lately, gas hasn't come close to this price in years. The unemployment rate was at 6.1%, and the Fed even tried to slow down the economic boom of the '90s by raising the interest rate from 3% to 6%. July '95 was also filled with many social trends and national and world events. In July 1995, some of the top songs on the radio were Waterfalls by TLC, History, Past, Present, Future by Michael Jackson, Pulse by Pink Floyd, and Cracked Rear View by Hootie. In sports news, Miguel Indurain won the Tour de France in July 1995. Tracy Kurdick won the LPGA JAL Big Apple Golf Classic. The 13th Senior Players Golf Championship was also held during July '95. The 50th U.S. Women's Open Golf Championship took place in that month and year and was won by Annika Sorenstam. In addition to pop trends, there were also several national and world events that happened in July '95. Though to my parents, July 1995 was an extremely happy month because of my birth and all, it was not particularly a great month for the rest of the world. In July 1995, there was a particularly rare heat wave that struck the Chicago and Milwaukee areas pretty hard. According to the Natural Disaster Survey report done by the U.S. Department of Commerce by Albert W. Friday Jr., around 175 Americans die each year due to summer heat. However, in this nightmarish heat wave, more than 1,000 people died. Chicago reported 465 heat-related deaths from July 11th to the 27th, and Milwaukee reported 85 related deaths in this same period alone. In that time period, the average high temperature in Chicago is about 84 degrees Fahrenheit. However, during this heat wave, temperatures exceeded 106 degrees Fahrenheit that were recorded in the same time period. According to the same survey, and I quote, the July 1995 heat wave at Chicago and Milwaukee was highly rare and in some aspects unprecedented event in terms of both unusually high maximum and minimum temperatures and the accompanying relative high humidities, unquote. It was also found that the effects of the heat were even worse due to urbanization in different areas, especially Chicago. This was a pretty tough time for folks in cities that were hit so hard. July 1995 was also a hard month for the world. In the Bosnian silver mining town of Srebrenica, one of the worst modern acts of gendercide took place. Now, gendercide, like genocide, is a mass killing, but it's gender specific. In this attack, thousands of men were separated from their town and hunted down in the forest and killed by Serb forces as part of the Bosnian War. The Red Cross lists as many as 7,079 people dead or missing at Srebrenica, but several of the officers involved in the attack were also tried for crimes of humanity committed there. Some people will place blame on the United Nations for sitting by and watching as so many were massacred. It was a really sad time for world history. July 1995 was a month of good times and bad. The U.S. economy was booming and Americans were feeling good. The cost of gas was a mere $1.15, and the Big Mac only cost $2.32. It was a good time to watch golf, as many different golf tournaments were taking place. One of the worst heat waves in decades took place in the Midwest U.S., and the world stood by as it watched the '95 Bosnian massacre that took place. Though there was tragedy, I'm thankful for the great month, and I look forward to its 20th anniversary coming up in a few short days. Thank you.